on running downs, I'm not going to shy away from running at Micah Parsons. And my point of emphasis is going to be make sure you get the line of scrimmage solidly blocked before you worry about going up to the second level. And so if you have dominant double teams like they did last week against some much bigger defensive tackles and how well they had them moved up into the second level and were taking linebackers out into the path of the defensive tackles, I just ask them to carry on the same assignments the same way that they did it in last week's game. So,
do you get a feeling that this rivalry is about to heat up and take a different direction than it has over the course of the last, decade plus?
Yeah, ever since Ben has been hired and he took a little bit of a stab at the Green Bay Packers, and, when we used to sit there and watch Ditka and how he would talk about Forrest Gregg and how they weren't the best of friends, I think it's back to that type of rivalry from the coaches down throughout the players. So I think it's going to take a different direction, yeah. I think they're both going to be super competitive teams for now and the future. And let's see how week one of this new rivalry goes with new coaches on behalf of the Bears.
Tom, it's tough to score on this Packers defense. They're a really good defense, and now no Rome and Dunze. How badly will the Bears be hurt by no Rome?
Listen, man, it's unfortunate that he's injured, but I don't think it's going to be a setback of any kind. As long as they have Ben Johnson designing the plays and calling the plays, I'm okay with it. Because they have some issues to take care of on Green Bay. And if I was sitting there and I was the Green Bay Packers and I was watching the last tape of my opponent and I was watching them push around Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, have almost 300 yards rushing, everybody have a hand in it, I would have my own concerns that I would have to take care of. So just because Rome isn't there, there's not going to be any change in the emphasis of this offense. And you have Duvernay and you have Zacchaeus that can fill into his spot. And you still have DJ and the rest of the crew. So unfortunate for Rome not being there, but I do believe that the offense is still going to have firepower.
We've always talked, Tom, on this show about the run game, not the running back, because it takes all 11. It takes wide receivers. It takes that new and improved offensive line. It takes the play caller. But do you see a difference in the way DeAndre Swift is running this year versus last year?
Yeah, and again, going back to the introductory press conference, and they asked about the running backs and the running game. And Ben made it loud and clear that if you're not willing to get the dirty yards, you're not going to play for me. And Jeff did an interview yesterday with Antoine Randall, and he says, no block, no rock. It's not just a saying. And Antoine Randall emphasized, no, it's not. But I also don't think it was just something that was just said out of the blue about a dirty yards in the running game. And you see the way that DeAndre Swift is running, and then you see the way Monangai is running. And I think if you put any running back in there from Britton Brown to Homer, any one of those guys, if they got a carry, I think would run it equally as hard.
Tom, how do you think this Green Bay Packer front is going to approach trying to slow down this Bears rushing attack? Obviously, they'll look at what the Eagles did, and they'll try to not do what they did. And then, conversely, how does Ben adjust to the game plan to what the Packers are actually good at?
Obviously you got to pay attention on passing downs where Micah Parsons is. But